here at the 2012 Annual CHADD Conference, 25 Years of Making the Difference. We've got Marie Paxton and Elaine Taylor-Kloss here sporting some conference wear. So ladies, would you like to describe what you wear at a conference so those who haven't come in the future will know what's proper and what's not?
Thanks, Jeff. Well, you know, you're really wearing something fabulous, Marisa. Why don't you tell us about that?
Thank you. Well, there's no such thing as specific conference wear. We want you to come here and be very, very comfortable. I am doing a training for current and future CHADD leaders in a little while, so I thought, you know, after you reach a certain age, you just kind of put it out there. So volunteering is sexy, and so I'm going to stick with that story. And I'm loving your T-shirt, Elaine.
Thank you. Well, I think it's important that you be comfortable at a conference because it's sort of you're in it for the marathon, not the sprint. So you want to have this combination of comfort, but still letting people know what you're here for, what you're here about. And for us, I have a community for parents called Impact ADHD. So this is about helping people enjoy the ride of parenting. So, so we decided that T-shirts was a way to sort of be approachable and accessible and let parents know that we're available to talk to us. Is that it?
Hello, I'm the host of Attention Talk Radio, Jeff Copper, and I'm here with Dr. Keith Sutton. Dr. Sutton, you just got out of Russell Barkley's pre-conference executive function presentation. Is that correct?
I did, yes.
And you're a psychologist here locally in San Francisco, California?
Yes, I'm in private practice and also the director of the Bay Area Center for ADHD.
That's awesome. What did you think of Dr. Barkley's presentation?
It was great. It was the first time that I've got to see him in person. I actually have a week-long conference that he does on CD that I've listened to several times, and so it was great to see him in person and really hear what the latest updates are on his theories and his work.
Did you, I mean, did you find a lot of insights as a result of it? I mean, did you really learn a lot from it?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of a lot of this one actually before from some of his past work, but it was great to get an update on what he's doing now, and really I'm looking forward to the new book that he's just put out. And also, you know, every time I rehear it, I get some more good ideas, definitely.
It's interesting to me because every time I hear his executive function stuff, he refines it a little bit, exactly. And I get a little bit more out of it. He just tweaks it and gets a little closer. You're here for the whole conference, right?
I am, yes.
Is there anything, what are you looking forward to most after this?
You know, I'm just looking forward to really going to all the different programs. Really, there's wonderful. It's hard to kind of pick which one to go to next. I was thinking of going to Hallowell's one on, I think it was resiliency and ADHD, and then Kevin Murphy's doing one on differential diagnosis, which is also a huge issue. You know, it's just a great way to keep up to date on what's most recent in the research and clinically.
It's good to keep current. I mean, I know I learn a lot every time I'm here, even sometimes, like I said, going back and seeing past presenters. Have you been to a CHADD conference before?
I haven't. This is the first one, although I often get the CDs and listen to them. Yeah.
Well, that's great. Just by chance, if somebody out there sees this video and they're in the San Francisco area, how would they get in contact with you if they're interested in learning more about you?
Sure. They could go to www.bayareaadhd.com or to my personal website at drkeithsutton.com. That's drkeithsutton.com.
Well, thank you very much for the interview. Take care. I hope you enjoy the rest of your conference.
Great. Thanks.
Right. Bye-bye.
Combinations that can help and what we know about those who go on to live meaningful and productive lives in spite of those challenges. Imagine a high school student's best friend giving the same presentation to her class on behalf of her friend. Imagine a student struggling with a learning, behavioral, or mental health challenge and eagerly seeks out the resource specialist, counselor, or school psychologist for ideas on what strategies.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Attention Coach Jeff Copper and the host of Attention Talk Radio, and we're here at the 2012 CHADD Conference, 25 Years of Making a Difference, and I'm here with Derek and Joan. We just got out of the Mark Katz presentation. Derek, can you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, and then can we capture your reaction from the presentation?
Well, I'm a pediatrician who specializes in treating ADHD and its comorbidities. And the presentation was phenomenal. It was great. It was very interesting to see that many people come together to listen to that. But he was going over a lot of concepts that are very important and that I try to use in explaining ADHD to parents and children. Really concepts that help improve self-esteem And those of us with ADHD, we just do better in a positive format rather than a negative format.
One of the things that I enjoyed about the presentation, it kind of gave me some things to language stuff a little bit. Did you find that helpful too? Like you use some of that stuff, but just the examples in language are just more tools for you to use in your practice?
Yeah, the correct language makes a huge difference. And my wife, who's a psychologist, is just phenomenal at finding the right words to communicate with people. And so I like listening when I hear things like that I can use and then make it my own.
Absolutely. And this is your first CHADD conference, right?
This is my first CHADD conference, yes.
What else are you looking forward to seeing or hearing?
There's so much going on right now, it's hard to even know what I'm looking forward to seeing and hearing. I know I can't wait to hear Dr. Barkley.
I'm looking forward to that one too. And Joan, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and then your reaction to Dr. Katz's presentation?
I am a clinical psychologist. I've been in practice for a long time. I have a private practice, but I'm also a professor of psychology at Belmont Abbey College in North Carolina. So I work on clinical treatment of ADHD, but also teaching people about a variety of psychological disorders and concepts. But I focus a lot on ADHD in my classroom because a lot of the students have ADHD, and so you just have to address it. I'm also a parent of a child with ADHD, as Derek is too. So it was really interesting, and one thing I really liked about Dr. Katz's presentation was talking about resiliency, because people with ADHD have had so many traumatic experiences from the perception of repeated failure that eventually they can give up. But if they can learn to reframe that in a positive light, it can literally be a life-saving thing. So,
what I liked is some of the examples that he gets, talking about how those have gone through school and struggle, but later in life they're very, very successful in the study of that. And I think it's interesting how they're looking at that and the possibilities to reframe it, bring it to people's attention.
Right, that's right. If they can succeed later on in life, the hope of succeeding later on in life is what motivates people to continue trying. If they think there's no point they're ever going to succeed, then it doesn't make any sense to continue wasting your energy, and so a lot of people give up.
Absolutely. Is there anything in particular else you're looking forward to taking?
Well, actually, right now I'm on my way to a talk on teaching strategies, because as a psychologist in practice, I work with a lot of children and parents, giving recommendations to their teachers. But as a teacher myself, I'm looking forward to learning some strategies I can use.
And that's the Ann Dolan presentation, right?
I think it is.
Yeah, well, Ann, I've interviewed Ann before. She's excellent. I think you're really going to enjoy that conference. So thanks very much for taking your time and sharing the comments with our viewers.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a safe trip back. Enjoy the conference.
We will.
Thank you.
Welcome, everybody. I'm at the 2012 Annual CHADD Conference, 25 Years of Making a Difference. I'm Jeff Copper, the host of Attention Talk Radio, and I'm an attention coach. And I'm here with Andrea and Cece, who are both first-timers at the CHADD Conference, correct?
Yes.
Andrea, can you tell us a little bit about what motivates you to come?
Well, I'm an adult with ADHD, and I came just to find out some more information, and as a mom and parent of children, just to get some more information. I'm pretty new to this.
And you, Cece?
I came because I'm lucky enough to have Gina, who's in the CHADD organization, as my support group coach. And I love going to the monthly groups because everybody else there is like me. Whereas at work, there's 20,000 people who aren't like me.
And now you're at the CHADD Conference, and there's 1,500 people that are just like you.
And I like that.
Gina's great. She's been very involved and a big asset to the ADHD community. Andrea, can you share your experience so far with the presentations? I mean, you sat in the Mark Katz one, and then the Kimberly one on habits. Can you tell us what you've learned?
Well, so far it's just been amazing to be around, like she said, just a bunch of people are just like me. Just to have that sense of freedom to be just okay with what we're experiencing and know that everyone else is experiencing the same thing, to be learning useful, really helpful tips that aren't just like work harder. And I don't know, it's just been a great experience from both the speakers and just people around. So.
I found Dr. Katz's presentation this morning to be very inspirational. Did you feel the same way?
Oh yes, yeah. There were several times I wanted to laugh or cry, and yes, I just took tons of notes and can't wait to tell all my husband, and I have a best friend that would just love to hear all this stuff.
That's awesome. And you want to share your experiences so far in the presentations?
I liked both of them, and I took a lot of notes. And one of the things I like to do is collect analogies so that I can use an analogy when somebody says, just try harder, or how come you didn't meet this deadline? and I can pull an analogy out and share it with them.
I have to tell you, that's interesting you said this is my 4th CHADD conference, and one of the favorite things that I like, because I do a lot of interviews and stuff, and I've learned a lot of stuff, but it's mostly the languaging. People have different words and different ways to put some stuff, and I always pick up some different tidbits that help me language things a little bit better, which is always useful to describe what's going on. Andre, is there anything that you're really looking forward to seeing? Any presentations that are upcoming that you've got targeted to go?
Yes, one of the next ones is moms and kids that both have ADD, and also the one that's lost, women with inattentive ADHD, the sort of lost.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones on that. And you?
Well, the second one that she's going to, I'm thinking about as well, which is women with ADHD, because I knew about ADHD probably since '92, but I didn't identify with it. And so all those years of struggling and confusion, it's nice to just skip to the chase and say, look, there's a lot of us.
I have to tell you, there's a lot of really good speakers on that topic, because I think there's a few different forums. So, ladies, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your conference.
Thank you so much.
All right. Welcome, everybody. My name is Jeff Copper. I'm an Attention Coach and the host of Attention Talk Radio, and I'm at the 2012 CHADD Conference, 25 Years of Making a Difference. And I'm here with Laura Rowden from Huntington, West Virginia. Hi, Laura.
Hi.
We just got out of Mark Katz's presentation, which is fascinating presentation on resiliency. What did you think of the presentation?
I thought it was wonderful. It gave me a lot of ideas that I can take back and work with my students, and ideas that I can even take back and apply to myself. Honestly, I was thinking if I don't hit any of the other sessions, I've really gotten enough out of this conference to make it worth coming.
That's pretty impressive, flying from West Virginia to California and saying you got what you needed out of one session.
Well, I want to do the rest as well.
Oh, well, hey, there's value here. Oh, advice. Now, is this your first CHADD conference?
No, I've been to 2 others.
Okay. I think we were talking, the one before this was in Cleveland. That was 4 years ago?
I think so. And then the one in Washington, D.C.
Excellent. What else are you looking forward to any particular presentation at this conference?
I'm looking forward to the one about girls and coaching. Well, I don't know if it's coaching girls, but like developing a group for girls to work on their ADHD. That's an area that I feel really strongly about, being an adult with ADHD who works with these girls.
You work with girls as an educator?
Yes.
Okay.
I work at Marshall University with kids from kindergarten through 12th grade who have learning disabilities or ADHD.
Awesome. If you could step in here so everybody can see it. Any words of wisdom or anything that you'd like to share for the viewers out there? This will be put up on the CHADD website that might be useful for them if they want to decide to come to the conference in the future.
Oh, I would definitely encourage you to come, and I would encourage you to bring a friend and allow yourself plenty of time to kind of digest what you get, because you just get over it. There's so much stuff that you need to be able to sit back and digest it.
Yeah, and it's good to kind of help talk with somebody.
Absolutely.
Have you met a lot of people over the years at these conferences?
I've met some, yeah.
It's interesting because I was just talking to somebody, they were surprised at how many people they met, and I said, well, here a stranger's a friend you haven't met yet, because everybody's in the same tribe. So, absolutely. Laura, thanks for taking your time.
Thank you, and have a good conference.
That's it, everybody. Take care. Everybody, I'm Attention Coach Jeff Copper and the host of Attention Talk Radio at the 2012 annual CHADD Conference, 25 Years of Making a Difference. And I'm here with Bernard, who's attending this conference. Did you go to Orlando last year, or is this your first?
No, I did not. First one, Jeff.
So this is your first
one, correct.
What have you enjoyed the most at this year's conference?
Probably finding out exactly what this is all about. I had read a little bit about it. But now I understand more of what my son is all about after all these years, why he does certain things the way he does them. And
is that what motivated you to come?
Yes, it was, absolutely. I wanted to find out a little more detail quite a bit more detail as to exactly how far this has gone as far as research, what the future looks like, and what can be done to help these people.
Do you feel like you've had a lot of insights from this?
Yes, absolutely. I think it's pervasive in a lot of our society that is just not out in the open, and a lot of people have exactly the characteristics that many of the doctors and stuff here have described. And I'm now coming to the realization that it's endemic and probably in the world.
Well, as a coach, it's interesting to me because I feel like our self-service world is creating more requirements on executive function, and I actually coach a lot of people that are diagnosed later in life, many times when their kids are getting diagnosed. And it's interesting. There's no science behind that. It's just my opinion. But so far, of all the presentations, is there any one particular that was your favorite?
Holloway's.
Yeah?
And what was it? Tuckman, Ray Tuck?
Ari Tuckman.
Yeah, Ari Tuckman, excellent, both of them.
Which one, the one on motivation or the one on memory?
Memory.
Okay, Ari's a real good speaker. He's a regular here.
He is, yes, he is, yes, he is.
He's got a great way of taking complicated things and kind of break them down in a real simple form to understand.
Make it understandable for the average citizen, myself, who is not accustomed to this type of thing. I've not worked with it. I've never read a lot of books or anything on it, so I'm a neophyte as far as it concerns. But now I do understand more about what my son is going through and what thousands and millions probably of other people in America are going through.
Well, that's awesome. Would you recommend the conference to others?
I certainly would. Absolutely. In today's world, there's so much information coming at you, and especially here in Silicon Valley, everything is rapidly moving forward. Electronics, the IT, and et cetera.
Yep.
So that puts even more pressure on somebody with ADHD or ADD. So yes, I recommend the conference highly. I think it's a good time for people, especially neophytes that aren't used to hearing this information, to get it firsthand.
And it's great because you get it firsthand. You get it from mental health professionals. You get it from people who attend the conference just like yourself. So it's a pretty well-learned experience. So Bernard, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Good to see you.
Take care. Hello, I'm Jeff Copper, attention coach and host of Attention Talk Radio, and I'm here at the 2012 annual CHADD conference, 25 years making a difference. And right now I've got Sarah, who is a first-time attendee.
Yes.
And from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Charlotte, North Carolina.
What inspired you to come to this year's conference?
I work at an independent school in Charlotte, and we have slowly but surely, we have so many students coming through our system that have ADHD or have been diagnosed, and I'm with our learning resource teacher. I'm the middle school counselor, and we wanted to come and get more information.
Wow, you really kind of dove in. There's a lot of information.
Sorry.
So far, what's been your favorite presentations, or do you have a favorite?
I went to one on teenage boys yesterday that I really liked. I think it was designed a little bit more for parents, but it's great because I work with so many parents that I could take a lot of information back for that. And then yesterday morning, is it Mark Katz?
Mark Katz?
Yes. He was wonderful, very funny.
Yes.
I liked some of the videos, got some great resources to take back to the teachers.
Yeah, Mark Katz is really good about taking this stuff and making it fun and light. And I know when I was taking notes, I got all kinds of quotes from him that I can put on Facebook and stuff like that.
Yes.
Are there any more presentations that you're looking forward to seeing before you go?
We have one that we're about to go into on students in independent schools.
Oh,
so
that's perfect for you guys.
Perfect, yes, very.
And would you recommend the conference to others out there that might be watching this?
I would, and it's funny because when we got here yesterday, we ran into one of our parents. Her son has ADD, and she went to the conference last year for the first time, and we had no idea she was here. So yes, I would definitely recommend it. It has great information.
It's great information. You get to mingle with others that have ADHD, other educational professionals, other mental health professionals and stuff. So would you say that, is there anybody not represented here?
No, I don't think so.
Yep.
No, I think it's great.
Well, Sarah, thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your conference.
Thank you.
Welcome, everybody. I'm the host of Attention Talk Radio, and Jeff Copper, and I'm here at the 2012 CHADD conference, 25 years of making a difference, here with Dr. Barkley. He just finished his presentation on executive function.
Indeed, I did.
And you've done an executive function presentation the last several years.
Last two that I know of. I've certainly been writing about it for a much longer period of time.
I'm curious, because I saw your presentation 2 years ago and last year, and it was kind of refined a little bit from my perspective. And I'm wondering, do these types of presentations kind of help you hone in things a little bit?
Well, the presentations do, because obviously each time you give it, you think of better ways to teach. But also the research does so. I track all articles published every week on the internet on ADHD, and then I incorporate those new findings into my presentation where they're relevant. And as you know, science is a process of refinement.
Yes.
Test, revise, test, revise. And so what you're seeing here is not just getting better at teaching and refining the message, it's we're refining the knowledge base that actually supports that message.
Well, that's awesome. One thing that really impresses me about you is every time I've seen you present, after it's over with, you get mobbed. And I'm kind of curious, what kind of keeps you going? Because not only are you enthusiastic, but you take the time after every presentation, almost to the last person. I mean, I think we're probably an hour after the last presentation. What motivates you to do that? Because I think for the people that are attending, it's such a big deal.
Well, I think for me, it's hearing from the people that the knowledge that we're conveying actually changes lives. There are people today who have said that they've built their private practice around these models and these approaches and these methods that we talk about here, and that's meaningful. There are individuals who also come up and say that it's helped them to better organize their understanding of themselves or their family members or of their patients. I mean, there is nothing more reinforcing to a clinician scientist like myself than to hear that your work has relevance and meaning to people, and that it really does help to improve the outcome and the structure of people's lives. The second, as you know, Jeff, personally, is that ADHD is in my family, and so there's a personal commitment to this disorder, not just a professional commitment as well. And then, you know, you can't spend 35 years of your life involved in something and not have a passion for it. Otherwise, you would have left the field long ago. And this has been my life, most of my waking hours, in fact. So
it has, but I have to tell you, I have observed him, and he does take the time. At least when I've seen in the CHADD conferences, when the people come up to him to do that, I think that's really, really special. And you're a great asset to the ADHD community. I know CHADD likes to have you come here, and so I'm looking forward to seeing your presentation tomorrow.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Right. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Doesn't have anything in her hand. When she's driving, she'll drive with one hand, and the other hand is just almost scouring her face looking for something to pick. And that, she says, is driven by a very different thing than what we see with What is it driven by? It's more like a sensory, people with ADHD.
Hi, I'm Jeff Copper, host of Attention Talk Radio, and I'm here at the 2012 National CHADD Conference, 25 Years of Making a Difference, and I'm with Marie Paxton. Marie's a longtime volunteer for CHADD and an advocate in the community. She's also she runs the editorial committee for Attention Magazine. And Marie, how many conferences have you been to?
It's at least 8 or 9. You know, in the ADHD community, keeping track isn't really our strong suit. I don't really know how many years.
One of my real questions for you is, what has called you to serve for so long for CHADD and advocate for those with ADD?
Well, I started when my child was diagnosed at the age of 7, and every lecture I went to, they were actually describing my daughter. So I realized how many symptoms ADHD actually covers. It covers some behavioral and some academic. But really, I don't want parents to go through what I went through trying to get services for my child, trying to have a good outcome. I want to reduce the shame and the stigma and give hope and come to acceptance that ADHD is an okay thing to have.
With this year's conference, is there anything in particular you're looking forward to?
I have to admit, I'm really looking forward to Mark Katz's keynote, which is entitled, "There's Never Anything So Wrong With Us That What's Right With Us Can't Fix." And I call it kind of the MacGyver thing. You know, you make use of what you have, and knowledge is definitely a key component to that.
Well, I know I'm looking forward to that myself, but I'm also looking forward to the gala, which I think is tomorrow night. Will you be there?
Yes. Oh, I absolutely will. I would not miss this. You get a bunch of ADHD people in a room for a party. It's quite a party.
It'd be quite interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of conversations going on within a conversation at the same time.
That's true. That's true. We don't all have to be talking about the same topic, but we all get each other.
Well, for those of you out there, Marie has been a real asset to the community, and if she's really accessible. She's got a Facebook page that she responds to regular.
Facebooker, yes, I am.
And she goes to the conferences. So if you ever see her, just walk up and say hi, because she's done a lot for the community and for everybody out there. So thanks for coming on, Marie.
Thank you. I'm right back at you. You've done a lot for the ADHD community also. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much. Welcome, everybody. I'm Jeff Copper, a host of Attention Talk Radio. I'm at the 2012 CHADD Conference, 25 Years of Making a Difference, and I'm here with Cheryl Greenfield, ADHD coach. Cheryl, welcome to the conference.
Hi, Jeff. I'm glad to be here. It's good to see you.
Well, it's good to see you. It's been a while, but maybe 6 months, right?
Yeah, 6 months since the ACO conference. And that ACO conference, yeah.
ACO stands for ADHD Coaches Organization Conference, which is typically in the spring, and this is in the fall, so it's great to book in. Cheryl, what are you looking forward to most at this year's conference?
Seeing my ACA friends. And I was just in Dr. Barkley's talk, and it was amazing. And just connecting with people and meeting new people and hearing some new information about what's hot in the ADHD field.
So I'm here. What you're most excited about is just connecting with the tribe.
Absolutely. The tribe is here. It's here. I love it.
The tribe is here and ready to go. Well, Cheryl, thank you very much. I hope you enjoy your conference, and we'll see I'm sure I'll see you in a couple of sessions.
Absolutely. See you later, Jeff. Thanks.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Jeff Copper, the host of Attention Talk Radio, and I'm at the 2012 annual CHADD conference, 25 years of making a difference. And I've got two volunteers with us right now that I would like to talk to. Both are volunteering in the bookstore area. First is Sandy Van Drott from, Sandy, where are you from?
Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Grand Rapids, Michigan. And I've got Melissa King.
From Los Altos, California.
And I'm from Tampa, Florida. Ladies, you're here to the conference. Is there anything in particular you're looking forward to?
I'm just looking forward to gathering all kinds of new insights. ADHD is a passion of mine. I've also discovered in the process that I might have a bit of ADD. I've always done it in terms of my son, but and I also co-lead a parent support group for attention deficit and learning disabilities.
And where's that support group?
In San Jose, an organization called Parents Helping Parents that helps parents with children with all kinds of disabilities from birth through adulthood.
And if somebody were to listen to this and they're in that area and they can make that parent, how would they find you?
www.php.com.
php.com. And yourself, what are you looking for in this conference?
I just want the whole experience. This is the first time I've been here. I had the opportunity to come, and I want to just get involved as I can.
Well, that's excellent. I have one more question for you, real quick, because I know that you guys got to get back to the bookstore, and that is, what's called you to come volunteer for CHADD? What's the motivation here? Because it's certainly taken some time. I think you guys have traveled, and it's very special. But what brings you here to volunteer?
I think CHADD is very special. I recommend families all the time to come to us, to the parent-to-parent training. I've actually helped with it. I'm not a certified trainer. We helped engage the Spanish parent-to-parent training at Parents Helping Parents, and we had people from all over California coming, so there's now 27 trainers in Spanish who can do that.
Well,
I just feel like I owe CHADD a lot, and I love to volunteer.
Well, you're quite the inspirer. If you got 27 parent-to-parent trainers that are done in Spanish, that's awesome.
Well, I didn't do it, but I said, well, we can find the families, because that's what Parents Helping Parents does.
Well, it's all a part of a team. And yourself, what motivated you to come spend your time here?
Opportunity. I just feel like I can bring a lot back to our support group in Grand Rapids. I was recently diagnosed myself as an adult, and I thought, since I have relatives in the area and I have the opportunity to come, I'm going to just immerse myself in everything that's here. And it's really good for me to be busy. I learn best when I'm moving, so volunteering is a good idea.
Well, I tell you, they'll have you moving here because you're going to be going to session after session after session. And the support group that you're involved with, how would the people in your area get connected with them?
Well, Linda Brower is our person of contact, but I attend the adult group and find that hugely beneficial. It's just a great bunch of people, and I don't think there are very many groups out there for adults. It's mostly focused on the children, which is great, but yeah, we have a lot to learn ourselves.
Well, on behalf of the ADHD community, we thank you very much for your time and your effort to come here and support this great event, particularly this celebration anniversary, 25 years of making a difference.
Thank you for being here, too.
Yeah, thank you. See you at the conferences.
Absolutely. We'll see you in the sessions.
In the sessions, we will.
Hi, this is Kirsten Milliken with Attention Talk Radio. We're here at the CHADD conference, and I am talking with Andrea Biblo. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Now, you are from?
I'm from the UK. I run the UK version of CHADD, actually. I'm the founder of ADDIS, which is the Attention Deficit Disorder Information and Support Service in the UK.
And,
that's what I do.
And you actually have your own conference for that.
We do have a conference. We've just had one about 3 weeks ago, which went very well, yes.
And so when it went very well, who did you have there? What was the focus?
The conference was actually called ADHD from the Heart. Because we felt that a lot of what we were presenting there was very much hands-on, and the information is hands-on, and people really talking about their ADHD. And we had a few celebrities talking about their ADHD, and we had lots of laughs and lots of tears, and it was a very moving conference and a very moving experience.
I can imagine you were actually telling me that there were a lot of tears going on, a lot of emotions going on, because people were really connecting with what you were presenting.
Yes, it was a very emotive conference, and I think for us it was our 10th international conference, but I think a bit like CHADD, over the years you start to get a new audience, people who've never been before, who don't know what a conference is. Yep. And we were able to get quite a bit of money to enable a lot of families who couldn't afford to come to this conference for the first time, so it was a really, really good experience.
So is this your first time at CHADD?
No, I've been coming since I think 1997. And I think the very first person I met, this is quite interesting, is the very first person I met involved with CHADD was Hal Meyer, who was at that time the treasurer of CHADD. I met him in New York, and he introduced me to Harvey Parker. And that might have been about 1996, I think it was. And Harvey actually was my inspiration. He's the man who actually set me on the way. And because of Harvey, I am who I am today, and Addis is who it is today.
That's huge credit to Harvey Parker. So not only did he start something in the United States with CHADD, but he inspired you to start something over in the UK.
He was my mentor. He really was, and to this day we've remained good friends, and he's a wonderful man.
So this is not your first CHADD conference. You've been to many. Tell me what you've enjoyed at this conference.
Now that puts me on the spot, because I've enjoyed everything. And
okay. What stood out for you?
Martha Dankler, I think she was wonderful this morning. I think she's a lovely lady. She's just got an absolutely perfect attitude, to the research and the information, and I liked her very much.
And so, what are you taking home with you that you think you're going to be able to use?
Oh, there's lots of information. We take the information back and share it. And I think also, for me, the networking has been incredible, making new connections and being able to, we look to people in America for the new information and new ideas and innovative programs to take back to the UK and share with the people there. So the CHADD conference is very important to us.
Thank you very much, Andrea. Again, this is Kirsten Milliken.